Hi, how are you doing? This is my second video blog. This is week one, tray one of my Invisalign diaries. I've been wearing my Invisalign for 3 days now. I went on Wednesday to the orthodontist where they gave me 2 little bags like this. Each bag contains your Invisalign, and I'll take out my second set so you can see them. That's for my bottom teeth, and they're for my top teeth. They're quite flexible. I thought they might be a little bit more rigid than this, and they took them out of the bags. The orthodontist laid me back into the chair, and they snapped them into place. And I'm not gonna lie, there was an intense amount of pressure when they first put them in, and I was kind of like, oh, how am I gonna deal with this? And then it got worse, because they then asked me to get up and to go to the mirror and to remove them, and I stood there for about 3 minutes tugging at the back of them, to no avail. I was being covered in spit and saliva, and it was just not good. Anyway, so they put me back into the chair, and they actually removed them for me. They removed them by working from the very back and pulling them off forward. But what they did, which was really, really useful, was actually cut the back of both the upper and the lower Invisalign, and they did so that I can get a grip to pull it off, and that was immensely helpful. So if you are having problems with the removal of your Invisalign, I'd ask your healthcare provider to do that for you. I don't think I'd feel comfortable cutting them myself. They're pretty valuable pieces of kit, but I intend to ask them to do that every time I go back now. So the first upper and lower set, which I have in at the moment, I'll be wearing for 2 weeks, and then I'll switch them out to the other set which I showed you. So after I'd put them in, again, I left the orthodontist. It took about 20 minutes for that appointment, and headed home, and I spent like the next half an hour trying to get them off at home, but managed it in the end, and have developed a system for me being able to get them in and out. It's not that bad. I was really worried before I went. I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit painful, and it was especially for the first 2 days to get them in and out. But I think over time it's just something that you'll learn how to do, and it will get easier. Today is the first day as well that I haven't really had that much pain with them while they've been in. The first 2 days I was really conscious of them being there the whole time, and I could feel a lot of pressure, and mostly on these teeth and these teeth. Wow, it was pretty intense. The other thing that I've noticed, I've been drinking a shed load of water. We're talking, oh my gosh, maybe 3-4 litres a day. I'm not even sure how many pints that is, but that's probably about 8 pints. It's quite a lot for someone who never ever used to drink any water. So what have been the pros and cons so far? Well, the pros are that I finally started my journey to get my teeth straightened. It's the most positive thing that I think I can do. It's also forced me to stop smoking. I just can't imagine smoking while these are in my mouth. The taste, I think, would be foul, and I'd also be very worried about them staining the actual trays, my teeth, and then long-term damage to my gums and teeth from the smoke being trapped in there for in excess of 12 hours sometimes. So I've stopped smoking. The pain isn't as bad as I thought it would be. And I'm drinking a lot of water, as I mentioned, which is a good thing because I never used to drink any water. So the downsides, it is a little bit uncomfortable when you first put your trays in. I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult to get them out until you get the trick of it, and I still haven't completely got the trick of it yet. I have a really, really dry mouth. Like nothing I've ever experienced before. It feels like I have cotton wool shoved in my mouth and I'm continuously trying to get my mouth moisturised. To be honest, a little bit better today, but yesterday, by about 6 o'clock in the evening, I was like, I just want to take these out because it's so dry, and I felt that I was drinking loads and it wasn't making it any better. But today, you know, there's a marked change, a marked improvement. Perhaps it's your body trying to fight to get a foreign object out of it, and it's trying to get used to the right amount of saliva production that you need while you're wearing these in here. So yeah. The other thing, which is gross, is the build-up of saliva and plaque that you get in your trays. Oh my god, it's just disgusting. Quite a hygienic person, and the first time I pulled them out, I was like, oh my god, what is that? What is that smell? It stinks. So now, take them out straight away. First thing to do, run them under a running cold tap, and then put them in a bath. I just have one of those glass Tupperware type things. Fill it mostly with water and put a drop of Listerine whitening in with it, and then leave my Invisalign in there to bathe while I'm eating. Yeah, it's just gross, but hopefully it will improve as we move through the Invisalign journey, because perhaps it's just a reaction to these things being in my mouth. So that's really the major pros and cons. I've had to change my eating and drinking habits as well. I'm a big tea lover. Being English, a cup of tea is kind of what gets me through the day, and I used to drink about 7 or 8 cups of tea with milk in it. Now I'm having to just drink 2 in the morning when I wake up, like kind of whip it down in quick succession, and then just drink water through the day. I've also changed my oral hygiene habits as well. I'm flossing, brushing and Listerining 3 or 4 times a day. So basically every time I take them out, I go through that routine with it. Some things which probably help as well, if you're about to start with Invisalign, is to get yourself a portable toothbrush, so that if you are caught on the go, then you can always make sure you can brush your teeth. And they sell the travel size toothpaste, which fit nicely into your handbag or your briefcase or whatever you're working with. I've also got a mini mouthwash, which it just makes your mouth feel so much cleaner. So I don't wash with this while these are in my mouth, because this is blue and I'm concerned that it will stain them. The other thing which I've got is a lip balm, because I found my lips have been getting really, really dry. And then the other thing which you always make sure you carry with you is one of the Invisalign cases. And they give these to you. They give you a blue one and a red one. You're meant to put your previous set in one and carry it with you the whole time in case something happens to the one you've got in. But I haven't got a previous set yet, so we'll wait and see. My dentist as well also made me sign a patient cooperation agreement, which basically says you've got to wear them 24 hours a day unless you're eating, brushing, flossing, etc. Store them in their case, use for 2 weeks, don't wear the aligners out of order, keep your scheduled appointments, and you know, basically making sure that you're complying with the system. And I think it's really important to try to comply with it as much as possible. I've been averaging about 21 hours a day of wear, and hopefully that will continue, because I think you're making such an investment into it, you're paying such a lot of money for it. I would like at the end of it to have a perfect smile. I'm due to have 27 trays on my top and my bottom, so just over a year until I'm complete. And I think that with a bit of discipline, hopefully I should be able to maintain the daily hours that I'm getting used to. The thing that I am concerned about is that I travel a lot, and tomorrow I leave for Japan, and then from Japan I go to Dubai, and then from Dubai I go to London, and then from London I'm either going to Amsterdam or Moscow, and then back here to Houston where I live. So I might take this camera with me and maybe video blog from those locations and just let you know how I'm getting on while I'm away. It's quite easy when you've got a routine to make sure that you wash, brush. It's part of the list, I guess, you develop when you have these things, and rinse, etc. while you're at home or if you're in the office. But I'm just a little bit concerned about how that might go while I'm away. So yeah, I think that would be interesting, but I'm really committed to it, and I really hope that moving forward it works. So I wasn't going to do this because it is kind of gross, and I think I pull like a really pained face when I do it, but just so you can see that you can take them out, I'm going to take it out. My dentist told me that you should use the opposite hand from the side in which you're going to remove. I do that for the top, but for the bottom I seem to have developed using a way of just doing it with the same hand. So here goes. That's it. I'm going to tell you that was like a hell of a lot easier today, just now, than it has been for the last 2 days. Unbelievable. So yeah, there's a lot of spittle, a lot of crap in it. I'm meant to rinse it out every time, but I want to make sure that I keep wearing it, so apologies. That's it, snaps into place. And seriously, that is so much easier than it's been all week. So I'm try and do the top one. Again, much easier. So that's it. Maybe by the 3rd day everything gets better. Yay! Anyways, this is what it looks like with them in. I've told a few people at work that I'm wearing them, and they said that before I told them they hadn't noticed. My speech hasn't really been affected either, which is pretty good, although there are a few words that I notice I kind of get my tongue caught just behind it, so that's good as well. So here's moving forward. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, and I'll be as honest as possible. Thank you, bye.